right back, Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. You always just Introductions done, no introduction needed. People deluded, I'm back again. Special guest settings, AFTV's very own Cecil. He's a star in his own right. Big up yourself for tuning in, my guy, with myself. And it's a pleasure to have you here, man. How you doing, my friend?
All good, Deluded, man. Thank you for having me as always. Always a pleasure coming on your channel, man. And always, happy to be on here. So thank you for inviting me. You can probably hear my voice. I'm a bit tired. I mean, last night, I didn't get in till like 3:30 last night. And then I've just come back from a shoot over in London. So I've literally just got back, honestly knackered, but all in good spirits, bro. You know my thing, vibes, good energy. And right now, being an Arsenal fan, it's top tier.
You're giving Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz a run for their money up front with that work rate, man. So yeah, I know. Listen, big up yourself even more for that, man. I had no clue, man, or I would have allowed it and said, let's do it next day or something. But obviously, you was up all night. You know, we've all seen the AFTV interviews. We see your presenter work and things like that. What did you make of the Porto game, man? We bounced back from obviously the first leg. We're through to the next round, bro. Let me have all your thoughts in the game, man.
From the beginning, okay, if we take it back, before the game, I think a lot of people were predicting 2-0. A lot of fans I spoke with, even myself, thinking 2-0, because we thought, look, get the job done at the Emirates. Cool. We went over there to the Drago in Porto, and listen, that wonder goal at the end wasn't part of the script. But you know what? I think a lot of fans were confident, including myself, saying, again, like I said, get out to Emirates, we'll be fine. So I'll be real, though. It seemed like people were confident. When I really pressured them, it was like, it was more hope than confidence, because
there's nerves there.
A long time, you know what I mean? There's a curse. Arsenal getting through, you know, against the European side, you know, round of 16. So there was a lot of hope there. And I felt that that's why I was so nervous for the game. And then I saw the 11, I saw the lineup. And I wanted Jesus to start. But again, I'm not the manager. Yeah, I wanted Jesus to start, but I'm not the manager. Mikel seems to be getting things right quite a lot of the time at the moment. He knows his team, and I would have put Jesus to start, but I was wrong. Trossard got the goal, and what a goal it was, a Thierry-esque finish. You know, puts it through Pepe's legs, puts slots in the bottom corner. What a finish, by the way. And before that, Martin Odegaard, who by the way,
Wonder God, man.
God, yeah, Wonder God. Clark Odegaard, everything. My man is outside doing the most. I love him. He's our captain. Do you know what's shocked? I was doing fan cams yesterday. I was with Curtis, and he said, bro, it was like 34 million for Odegaard, and we got him off the back of a loan when fans weren't really sure if he was the right.
Buendia over him, man.
Exactly. They wanted Buendia. The people wanted, there was obviously Madison links and all that, but we ended up getting the Martin Odegaard. And like I said, for that price, 34 million, to then wear the captain's armband. When we had the whole fiasco of leadership groups and who's going to be our captain, no one really stepping up, no one really leading the way, lack of leadership. He's come in and just, bro, he's been superb. And he was big in that moment. I know he didn't score the goal, but for me, he was one of the most standout players in the performance yesterday. So I have to give flowers to Martin Odegaard. And yeah, just all in all, like, penalties was the last thing I wanted. I said from the beginning, bro, that was a lot. As an Arsenal fan, who wants penalties? That's
the cruelest way to decide a time, man, in general, man.
Exactly. And my heart, I knew, couldn't take it. So I was like, please do everything to avoid penalties. And I was really, really hoping we wouldn't get there. But listen, we got there, and boy, we dispatched of them so well. We scored some wonderful penalties as well. Nerves of steel. I will say, it helps that you're shooting towards your own end. And I will say we started the penalties as well. So we had a bit of an advantage. So I have to throw that in there. But again, it's a massive achievement. Like, a lot of these players haven't got that experience of Champions League quarterfinals, round of 16. So for them to step up in games like that, I was proud. But I have to say, the level of performance from Arsenal wasn't to standard of what I was expecting. Why
was that?
Because Bukayo Saka's that kind of epitomizes the performance in general. Like, we expect so much of him and high levels of performance, and he was so off it. And it did filter through to the rest of the team. I'll be real. I think, you know, I did player ratings with a lot of the team yesterday, and we're giving out some high ratings, of course. But when you really look at the game, the quality from Arsenal, You see a lot of nerves in it. You see a lot of, uncomfortability. Physicality wise, I think Porto are really up for it. I think they shocked Arsenal a little bit as well. I think all of us kind of had in mind they'll sit back, try and hold the 1-0 lead.
Yep.
I'm not saying they didn't do that, but they did definitely try and get a goal as well. It's not like they were just camped back and letting us dominate possession throughout the whole 90, or 120. So I just think I was disappointed in we won the game, and I don't look at negatives, but I was disappointed in Arsenal in the sense that I wanted to see more from them. I expected more from them, especially at home. But I'm not going to complain because we got the job done. And I was making sure when speaking to fans yesterday that I have to big up Porto, because I think at their place, the game plan was, look, let's just stay tight and try and nick a goal. I think they got the game plan spot on. They've done that. They didn't concede. That they ended up getting the 1-0 win at their place. Then they came to the Emirates, and I think their game plan, what I thought, like I said before, was going to be sit back, but they didn't do that. They came and gave us a game, and it could have, I'll be honest, it could have went either way as well.
Especially the first half when Raya was called into action, man.
Exactly, bro. So like, I have to give them credit, and I have to give them more credit because Pepe at the back, 41 years old, my brother. Like,
veteran performance,
bro. Same age as Mikel Arteta at the back.
That's crazy. That didn't dawn on me. That's actually crazy.
That's mental, bro. 120. Let's not forget, he didn't come off the pitch. 120.
Yeah. You're right. Still,
that's bro. I'm 28, bro. My legs and my body is mash. I got football tonight.
Same.
But I know tomorrow I'm finished to see Pepe play the full game out the back and command in a high intensity game at the Emirates. I just got to commend him for that, and I can do that with whole heart because we won the game. I'm not sour on that. I've got respect for Porto, but bro, it feels good. Like I get very much in the emotion. I get very much in the vibe and caught up in a lot of things because I lived this, bro. And I didn't want to see Arsenal go out. It was my worst nightmare at that stage.
You know what rival fans would have done, and we know the narrative that would have been painted. They were waiting, bro. Waiting.
Even though we won, people were still giving me smoke. It's only Porto. You took him to penalties. Where was Bukayo Saka? He well got. I was like, brother, let us just enjoy it.
Just let us enjoy a moment, man.
Like, flipping hell. But yeah, no, it was good though. Good, man. It was good.
You touched on it there in relation to play ratings. Like, who was your man of the match or men of the match or whatever? Obviously, you alluded to Saka had a quiet day. You know, Raya stood up to be counted. A lot of people are saying Kiwior did his thing. Odegaard was amazing. Kai Havertz did a lot of dirty work. Like, what were the players to highlight a performance, really, if you had to?
The obvious is David Raya, because a loan signing where, I'll be real, I questioned it. I'm team Ramsdale.
We all did.
Yeah, I'll be open and honest. I was team Ramsdale. I am, still respect Ramsdale, rate him, but I was like, Mikel, this is a strange signing. This is a strange decision. You lied to us. You're not going to rotate. You're really putting my man under more pressure because you've lied to us. And really, we've been so good defensively that you don't really get called into action enough, Raya, for me to be so solid and concrete on my decision to say, yeah, you're better than Ramsdale and you deserve that spot. However, he's proved man wrong. Mikel has as well. Fair play. I actually was in a box, small little flex here, against Brentford.
Second box in a row. When I did the AFTV interview, you said he's in a box, man. He's getting money now, folks.
The one you saw me at the game, it was Brentford. The box I was in, I'm next to Mikel Arteta's family. I'm next to his box, so it's like
another flex,
big flex. So I saw his brother, and I said to him, "Your brother's a genius," and he just laughed at me. But like, and he is, because it's risk and reward. Listen, no one ever gets things spot on, and Mikel has made mistakes, but I'll give it to him. That Raya performance, the penalty saves, and what smacks it even more. The stat was said on the watch along. I think it was like 40 or 30 or 34 penalties faced by Raya. He's only saved 4. So to have that as your barometer for the save history,
makes you a bit nervous.
To then pull off what you just saw yesterday, bro. I have to commend him. I have to. So David Raya for me is the obvious. I think he's the one, but I do want to give flowers to Martin Odegaard, because some fans think it's annoying where he's cheering up the crowd and that, but he is a captain. He is a leader. He leads with the press.
If Rice does that, would be gassing it respectfully to Rice. This is that you got to give Odegaard his credit, man.
Exactly. So, and that's it, man. I hear man calling for Rice to be captain so much. I'm like, look what you got in front of you. Martin Odegaard, who works his socks off. And by the way, technically gifted. The guy is
amazing,
bro. So like, I want to give it to him as my player of the match. I'll be real. Like I said, Rice is the obvious one. I've given my reasons, but for me, Martin Odegaard, because I like him. I like to watch him. It's
It's
hard
hard
to
not to like Martin Odegaard. He's definitely one of the most entertaining players in our team, man. He's the closest thing we got to an Ozil. I know he doesn't play that role, but Santi Cazorla, he's very much an Arsenal player. And, you know, big up Mikel Arteta, as you're saying, but there's a couple of players I would have loved to have seen under Arsene Wenger in our current team. Saka would be one of them. Odegaard would definitely be another one. And I'm kind of echoing what you're saying. I'm happy with Martin Odegaard's performance because people say the man don't turn up in big games and things like that. And of course, every player could do a lot better. But I've always believed that's false. And when you play like you did, like I'm sure he took a penalty, won the coin tosses. As you said, he's cheering up the fans. He deserves his respect. I want to circle back on Raya, yeah? What do you feel? Because you obviously go to a lot of the games. Like, what do you feel specifically, if you can answer, Raya has over Ramsdale beyond the obvious?
Oh, yeah, I can answer. Do you know what it is? Firstly, I want to say though, Ramsdale is so loved by this fan base. I go to all the games pretty much, and when you see Ramsdale come on, or even if you see like glimpse, I remember the last Brentford game, not the one that's just played, but the one we played at their place. The way they were singing his name, even then he was shaky in that game as well.
Yeah, he was shaky away from home.
But yeah, but we sung his name like no other. I even remember, I think when Raya went down at one stage, it looked like he was semi-injured. He stayed on the pitch, but they were singing Ramsdale's name then. So he is so loved by our fan base, and I've got to respect Raya because to come into that and know, yeah, it's not easy, and you're gonna not rub people up the wrong way because it's not your fault, but like it's gonna take a lot of time for people to go onto your side and show
people
love.
Are attached, yeah,
he's just stepped up to it, and I think what Raya has is, listen, I played football, so I know this for sure, that when you have a keeper that's solid, especially a defensive line, but
confidence,
it pushes through to the whole team. And Raya is the main, he's the bottom of the pyramid, really, but he's the one he's the peak that allows everyone to be defensively sound, comfortable on the ball, and start the attack. So not to say Ramsdale hasn't got that, but I think Raya has that a bit more. I think he's a lot more comfortable on the ball.
He's got a cooler head as well.
Yeah, calm, collective, knows when to make the pass. That's sorry, Rams. That feels like a dig, but obviously in the last game against Brentford,
no, it's just honesty, man. Like
yeah, so he's a bit more composed there on the ball. I'll be real. I knew this stat before, but it was really hard for me to gauge it. His high claims. So when crosses come in the box, his catches, that in his 6-yard box, I think he's got one of the highest. He had one of the highest for Brentford and whatnot. So that was a stat I saw, but I haven't really seen it and understood why it's so important. But now, him at Arsenal, when crosses come into the box, and I've always been fearful of that because I think any crosses and corners and stuff, anything can happen. When your keeper regularly comes and just collects out the air, picks out the air, bro, it's such a relief. One, for me as a fan, but two, I know as a team. So that I know he has that over Ramsdale. I'm sorry.
Distributes it quickly as well, aiding that point as well, man.
Exactly. Distribution is key. And if it's not massive margins, because I will always say this, I don't think there's huge like a gulf between Ramsdale and Raya.
In the same bracket.
Yeah, but what there is there's them small margins. And if I'm honest, Mikel Arteta has looked at it, and small margins can win you titles, can win you games. So he's made the right decision for me so far.
What do you think the future holds for Ramsdale? Are you hopeful he stays, or is it's a myth?
I'd love for him to stay, but I even again he came up to the boxes after that game against Brentford. He said he looked so upset. He hugged me. He was like, he just said, "Go easy on me tonight." But we did. I think a lot of fans were respectful and understood that you made 2 great saves after the mistake. So we were, but I just feel he's hurting being on the bench all the time. I know he doesn't show it. He's very professional, and do you know what? I respect the man for that because he could easily sulk every game, but he doesn't. And if I'm honest, he's going to leave, and I think he's going to leave and for the betterment of himself, bro. Like he's a good key. He shouldn't be
playing week in, week out somewhere.
Yeah, like he's a good player. He's a good goalkeeper. Like I think he's a great goalkeeper. I'll be real. I think he deserves to be playing. So listen, I think he won't be here by summer. I think he'll move on, and I do, if he does, wish him all the best because he's a top man as well, man. He always shows man love. So big up Aaron Ramsdale, man.
Where you at with Kai Havertz? Because as we spoke about, it ain't been easy for David Raya. It definitely ain't been easy for Kai Havertz. It's nice for me to be able to ask you that because that was a question put to me from you on the last interview I did, man. Where you at with Kai Havertz, man? I know everybody now saw that Havertz was going to work and everybody knew it was going to be a success and everyone whatever. But in August, this wasn't said, bro.
This is me. Every time I speak to fans, I'm like, they're like, oh, I love Kai. Look at Kai. I'm like, but I know you, man, weren't saying this.
You weren't saying that. Only Arteta was, man.
Exactly. So I'll keep it 100, man. I've got nothing to hide and no shame. I still am waiting. Not waiting in the sense of like, I want to see more. I mean, it's a high price tag, highest paid player. Still more can be done, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing at this stage. However, when I say I'm still waiting, I'm not judging and fully convinced over him until the end of the season. Okay.
He's in a real purple patch at the moment. Respectfully
Yeah,
to Havertz. He's doing his thing.
Exactly. Because people can't make me forget what I saw of a player, him at Chelsea. And people say Chelsea's, it's a terrible club. Everyone's crap there and everyone's failing. Okay, cool. But when he came to Arsenal, he started as well. He weren't great. I know
Especially when he was in midfield.
Oh, right. People will say about Man City, Community Shield, he played well. Cool, he played well, but I've seen many performances at the start of that season where I was like, he's doing nothing, no conviction, literally is lost. Bro, we had to hand over a penalty to get him confidence. Like,
feels like such a long time ago. Yeah. Bournemouth or something. Yeah.
I'm still not fully convinced on Kai Havertz, but I am not a hater in the sense that I can give him his flowers and respect what he's doing for this club right now. He's popping up in big moments at this current stage, and I respect that. I respect Mikel Arteta more as well because in a way that he did drop him at one stage, but a lot of the times now you see Havertz start and stay on. Like these past couple of games, you don't really see him looked to be dropped. So I'll give Mikel Arteta credit for that because there's a lot of pressure on him. And I remember speaking to lead judges and all that, and all the AFTV lot, and they say this could be the sword that Mikel Arteta dies on. And they're not
the same thing.
Yeah, because if they got it, if he gets this wrong, he's under a lot of pressure. From me personally as well, because again, we need to remember 65 million, not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then the highest paid player as well, by the way. Please let's not forget that they're matching the wages from Chelsea that he was on. It's a very high amount of money. And I'm sorry. Turkish made such a good point to me. He said, think about when the other players like the Sakas, the Declan Rices, and all of those go to their contract renewals. They're going to want more than my man.
Naturally, they're going to point to you and be like, well, what's over there? Yeah. And even players coming into the club, bro.
Exactly. So I want people to remember that. And again, it's not to say like, man's a hater of Kai Havertz. I need to see more. He's doing well so far, but we haven't won a trophy yet. So no one's paid off their fee right now, in my opinion. So that's my thoughts right now at this stage, man.
No, I'm with you with Kai Havertz, man. I still think the jury's out. I do enjoy the fact that he's in a good purple patch. I prefer him up front than in central midfield because I think it more plays to his strengths. I mean, at best, if this is what you're going to be / a bit better, then I'm kind of cool with it. You're a rotation option. In many ways, you kind of sum up what Arteta likes to do with the multifunctional players. The one thing I'll give Kai Havertz, and I agree with what you're saying about his confidence, is even when you look at, for me anyways, Newcastle away and people like that, he doesn't look like a bit of a cunt, but he's a bit of a cunt. And I think we need that, for want of better words. Apologies, people. But I like that from him, I remember Mikel Arteta made a comment, I can't remember the game, where he's like, Kai Havertz is one of them players you want to go to war with. Now, at the time, I thought, yeah, I can see it from Havertz, but I think you're just saying that to gas him a bit. But now I can evidently see it. Like yesterday, like, again, it's a bit harsh, but he's shoving the Porto manager and whatnot. So long may it continue.
That's not that manager was,
he's a liar, man. I don't know. Have you seen the Mikel Arteta comments and the alleged stuff he's saying? He's a liar, man. He said it about Tuchel and Pep and Klopp as well.
Yeah, man. He deserves all that. He deserves it. No one deserves to be physically down, but it was a small push in my opinion. But yeah,
he ain't gonna die, man.
Get out of the way as well, by the way, the manager, because I'm sorry, I haven't tried to control out the air. I'll kick the ball, and he's there trying to control it. Get out of the way.
Dickhead, yeah.
Get out of the way, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, but I like that about Havertz. I like that about a lot of players. I like
Benjamin White as well.
Gabriel Magalhaes, nasty, like gritty. Man is there. He's the aggressor.
Nice guys finish last, man. We need this.
Exactly. He lives it, and he's passionate. I like to see that. Ben White as well. Bov, but he's a bit of a dickhead. Let's get that real. He rises to it. So I like that. I do like that from our players right now. It's a different Arsenal that we're seeing, and I'm enjoying it, man. I'll be real.
What have you made of Kiwior, man? Because I can't lie. I think he was good yesterday. But I think I think fans are overdoing it a bit. Take nothing away from him though. But yeah, where are you at with Kiwior in general and yesterday?
It's still my raw emotions. So I think I'm with you. I think man are gassing him a little bit much. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve his high ratings. I mean, I said 8s or 7s yesterday. Obviously, James went 9. I think a lot of people are backing James for such a high rating. But
that's overdoing.
I think that's a bit. It's a bit high for me. I think he was good. He was good though. He played
really. He was good. He was very good. He's one of our better players. And exactly. He's doing well.
And stepping in and I remember the game against me and Robbie against Fulham where he went left back, lost. He was doing the inverted role.
The game he got hooked.
Yeah, didn't have a clue what to. He looked like he had never played football. So from that to fast forward a few weeks or even months, say, and he's like a solid defender. Actually, to be fair, I'll be real. I knew he was a solid defender.
He just looked like he's lacking confidence when he arrived at the club, man.
Yeah, and he's an international. Like, I knew he was a defender. Left back's different. He's more of a centre back, but since he's filled in at a left back position, he's been solid. He's done what we've asked of him. And yeah, I like to Kiwior. I have liked his performances. I'm just not getting carried away, because the thing that always, it comes to mind is like, these players are doing well, but when everyone's fit, who plays? Because if Timber's fully fit, now it's a long way off. He's obviously got to work his way back into the team, but does Kiwior play? Maybe, maybe not. When Zinchenko's fully fit, to be fair, he might have pushed out Zinchenko. Potentially, a lot of people will question him of late. Maybe, but I want to see, like, will he be cementing that place? Even, oh man, thumbs up, hold tight. Even even like Tomiyasu, like, he's returning back, and I think he's quality as well. When it comes to doing a job and getting told, listen, I need you to just defend. Tomiyasu,
even in the inverted role, Tomiyasu is more comfortable there as well.
Exactly. So I'm not reluctant or holding back too much to give Kiwior his flowers, because right now I feel the team are in the best place right now. So I'm very happy with all of them, but I'm not going to be going crazy. Same with Kai Havertz. It's just time to just see it over. Let's get to the end of the season and really evaluate these players. But I'm very, very happy. I'm proud of the boys always. We've got a good bunch of lads, and they're proving a lot of people wrong, which I love.
As you said, bro, they're proving a lot of people wrong. I agree with your point about when everybody's fit, if these players will necessarily be in there. I do think he's lapped Zinchenko in the pecking order, especially with Benjamin White being the inverted. But a principle of Mikel Arteta is inverting. So for all of Zinchenko's faults, he might bet on that versus Kiwior. But if you're not going to be a regular, just be a good squad player and let people know that if there is a drop-off in form, I'm ready. And I'm happy for Kiwior, because, as I said, it looks like he's lacking confidence. And as you know, we've got one of the finished squads. Football's a squad game, yada, yada, yada. So long may it continue. Do you think we've proven people wrong in the Champions League? And how optimistic are you we can go all the way, man?
I don't think we've proven people wrong yet. I think for ourselves as Arsenal fans, I think we've proven something. I think we getting through that round for us, especially in penalty. The way it happened, I think we've proven, okay, we're up for this. We can stay in the game for the whole 90, 120.
It's not Arsenal of old.
Exactly, because Arsenal of old would have crumbled, bro. They would not be going through. So that has proven to us. But I think the wider audience, whether you care about them or not, is up to you. But like, I still think they'll be saying, bro, they'll be saying someone's got to stop Arsenal. However, they're not getting through. They're not getting past the Cities, the Real Madrids, the Bayerns. I'm looking forward to that challenge. I want an easier round in the quarterfinals. I'm not an idiot. I do want an easy fixture.
Some big teams in that next draw on Friday, man.
I would like an easy fixture in the quarterfinals, but I don't think we can go all the way. I think I remember saying before the season started, like, minimum expectation is quarterfinals. We've got there now. But I think I always said, I think Nas as a panel said, like, semi-final seems realistic. However, depending on the run, depending on you getting quarterfinals, you could push. I'm even going to say to a final. And if you get to a final, really, it is a flip of a coin, because Wembley is a success.
Yeah, it's a shootout. It's a shootout. Yeah. A final, provided you get there, as you said, like, it can go either way. Getting there, though.
Exactly. One game to decide it. And being at Wembley, Arsenal and Arteta, his record at Wembley is phenomenal.
Superb,
absolutely
yeah.
Phenomenal. So you never know. And it is a luck of the draw. I think people will say the Premier League's harder to get. And I agree with that. But listen, I'm very happy. I think the Champions League is achievable, but I'm not ready to say, oh yeah.
Not ready to puff chest out yet.
Nah, man. But I think,
it'd be stupid to do such.
Exactly. I think we've proven to ourselves a lot, though, that we can overcome certain hurdles. But to the wider audience, I don't think we've proven much yet, because we haven't lifted anything yet. But do you know what? I don't care, because right now it feels like then everyone's not really looking at us. I don't think they are. I think now people are slowly starting to. They just know Arsenal. They'll be like, oh, they're bottlers. It's going to collapse, but. That's why they're not paying attention to us. It's more City, Liverpool, because Klopp's final year, City treble, maybe get the double treble. So I love that. Let us just enjoy our thing. Let us just do our thing.
Amen.
And then see what happens at the end.
Let's just keep ghosting under the radar. Where are you at in the Premier League then, man? Because allegedly, I don't look at the league table, but allegedly we're top, and there's 10 games left. So allegedly
we're top. Allegedly we are, and yes, we are. And no people that are watching, no t-shirts have been printed, so don't worry. But no, we are top. And again, I'm more proud of the team for it. I really am. I think, listen, that draw, City and Liverpool, was a blessing for us. The win was a blessing.
This is what I'm starting to believe, bro. Even though I don't want to go through that, it feels like the stars might be aligning, man.
So this is it. And I said I said at the beginning of this month, I said, this is the month that will make me, because I've never said we're going to win the league. I've
Same.
always said, even to this day, still think City will do it, But I tell you what, if we beat City at their place at the end of the month,
we can start
I'm
dreaming.
saying we're going to win the league. And I've been holding back to saying it. Of course I have. Look at even last year, to be fair, I said I don't think we'll win the league, but no one wanted to hear it because of the t-shirt and all that. So cool, I hear that. But I haven't said we are this season, but I tell you what, that game, and don't get me wrong, I'm aware, people, there's still Tottenham away. I hear it. United away. I hear it. I still think we've got Chelsea rearranged. I understand. Still big games.
Wolves away and all of them kind of tricky tests as well.
Away. I understand, but I'm telling you, I get sick of not enjoying moments. So for me, I can't wait till May to then start being like, if we're top or even being close to me having a bit of chest and enjoying where we are. Last season, I enjoyed 268 days or 48 days of it. I really did. Did. I enjoyed. I know we all did. Yeah, I know we didn't get the title, but I really enjoyed my time at the top of Premier League. Enjoyed what Arsenal did. This year, I am not holding back. I think if we beat City, I'm just going to go full chest and say, yeah, this is going to be the year. And I'm going to enjoy it because, again, we haven't lost to Liverpool this season. They're in there.
4 points. That's unheard of.
Exactly. And if we draw or beat City at their place, we haven't lost to City this season either. And for me in the league, that's quality. That's quality. And that gives me enough belief to say, go on, Arsenal, you can go on and do this. So very proud. And I do want to touch on the fact that we've missed and got injured of a lot of injuries to a lot of key players.
Since the start of the season, really.
Exactly. And granted, a lot of teams have suffered from injuries, but for us, for the fact that everyone said, listen, if you don't win it this year, never going to be even in the conversation come next season. The fact we've had so many injuries and been able to not even match teams, dispatch teams.
Exactly, man. Look how we limited Liverpool and City to shots and whatnot, man. Not that I want to cry about that, but we stifled two of the best teams in the league when we played them. It's unheard of for us.
Exactly. And even some of the lesser teams, we've just destroyed them, Deluded, like actually destroyed them. Like even some of even the Cities and Liverpools, I don't see them doing that as much as we have consistently recently. And even in the golden eras, bro, like even when the Invincibles and that, like, yeah, we were beating teams, but the way we're beating teams this season, you don't
cricket scores.
Yeah, man, it's a joke thing. Like, man can never go into a game saying 5-0, 6-0, 4-0 I'm predicting. Like, that's how confident I've been recently.
Sharing the goals around as well. Like, it's crazy.
It's not one striker. It's not like we've got a Haaland that's just man's gonna get a hat-trick today. It's not that. It's, bro, we're gonna score bare goals.
Kai Havertz is putting them in the back of the net, man. I think in his last 4 games, it's unheard of.
Exactly. Thank you, Chelsea. I know you hate to hear that. Thank you. Him and Jorginho.
Hey, big up Georgie as well, man. Uncle's done very well when he's come into the squad.
Very well. Man was cussing him, bro. I remember them calling him J2O. I remember doing his welcome video, and like the whole thing was me as getting ready for Caicedo. I wanted Caicedo bad, and then say we're getting Jorginho. I said no. That don't make sense, but look, what a signing! And I hope
look where Caicedo's at the moment. Like.
Exactly, it's just how mad it is. So big up Arsenal, big up Arteta as well. How he's got them, how he's managed his players, and hope Jorginho gets another year because he deserves an extension.
I've got 2 more questions before I let you get out of it. The first one would be, if we don't win a Premier or Champs, where are you at with Mikel Arteta? Because I'm on the fence. I don't think it would, I'm not going to come out and say, sack the guy, blah, blah, blah. I think he should be given another year. But I do think in line with the rebuild, one love for the rebuild, you've shown you can do that. Every year that we don't win a major honor, I think the conversation shifts to, can he get us over the line? Because we know he's innovative. We know he can make difficult decisions. He's doing a lot of good things, but I just think that should be the question. But where would you be at with that if we don't win the Premier Champs? It's difficult and it's harsh, but still.
You're asking good questions. And these are questions that man ponders on every day and tries to recycle to the...
It's nice to ask someone else, bro.
Yeah, it's weird being the one that's answering the questions. But, you know, if I'm honest, it does. This is such an on the fence answer. It does come down to context. I will give my actual feelings as well where I'm at, but it is down to context of like, cool, quarterfinals of Champions League. You say we get to this semis or final, we bail out to a Real Madrid in a dire moment.
You have to just hold your hands up.
Exactly. We lose to Real Madrid. They've got they've got the heritage in this competition. They win. Say they win. They just win. They win 1-0 in the final, let's say. And then Arsenal, we're in the conversation. We miss out by a few points in the league. We come second, maybe third, but I don't really want to hear third with how good we're playing. And I just don't want it. I know listen, if you get second or third, you end up with nothing anyway. But I don't know what it is for me. That's context. There's context to whether I say, listen,
No, I agree.
Serious pressure, or I can allow him. So it is on context. But where I'm at right now, and you're asking me the question, if we just remove context, and I've been going back and forth with fans saying raise your standards and all that, Cecil, because if he wins nothing, he's this is his fifth year. We come up to his 5th year, and we've bottled this, bottled that.
Start showing you how much he spent and that the account.
Yeah, so they're different. Every nowadays fans are accountants. They got everything, bro. They know they're going in and out of everything to give you their reasons, their points, their backing for their arguments. But how I feel generally from my heart, and Arsenal fans may not want to hear it, bro. If we do come away with nothing this season, again, it will come down to context. But if we're removing that, I'm not saying sack the manager. And do you know what it is as well? Yeah, it pains me to say, because I know it's going to annoy a lot of people, but like, I'm very much in the tradition and culture of a manager staying, and not just a recycle microwave manager culture where get rid of him, next one, get rid of him, next one, get rid of him, next one. Revolving door.
That's not what we do.
Exactly. I've never been a fan of that. I know that nowadays that is kind of the norm, but I've never liked that. And people can show me, these years that we haven't won. I know he won an FA Cup. We haven't won a major trophy, and get all irate that I may say, look, don't sack him. But what Arteta's done for me as a fan and Arsenal over the past 2 seasons, like,
there's some belief again, man. Just general enjoyment, looking forward to seeing your team. I remember not looking forward to watching Arsenal. It's like an inconvenience in your life. It's like an unhappy relationship. Now it's not the case.
This is it, bro. Like, bro, man was nervous going to watch Arsenal versus Norwich, bro, or Norwich versus Arsenal. Like,
trust me.
I need to understand. Like,
we've been in the trenches, man. Even Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, it still is a nervy one, but that was a dead rubber. You knew that if we could take points, that's a blessing.
Like, I want man to understand. Like, I remember going to Turf Moor. We won 1-0. Martin Odegaard free kick, and I was just like, we just about got through this. I remember Brentford. I know this is not long ago. Brentford got promoted, bruv. And they beat us. They got promoted from the Championship. And yes, there's mitigating circumstances, of course, but even forget that. From
it was written in the script.
Newly promoted Brentford beat us, bro. Like 2-0. Like, do you know? And I know that was under Mikel Arteta, but I'm trying to make the point that things have changed from there. And what he's done, like, that was dire.
Trust the process.
To what we've got now. Yes, you're gonna say there's no Premier League, no chat, but bro, for me as a fan, and the enjoyment I get from watching Arsenal now, and it's not just the fact that we're up there challenging. Like, Arsenal have always been a classy club and played the right way. Yeah,
facts.
And we did slightly lose a certain bit when we had Emery and that. Listen, we're doing all right. We weren't playing in patches, in my opinion.
Even our unbeaten run under Emery was smelly. It was very smelly.
Exactly. I didn't love it. So to see now, one, the way we're playing, and the fact we're back to back challenging. Hopefully this is the season, so we can shut up the haters that kind of say, yeah, we haven't won anything. I hope we win something, but I'm really am loving Arsenal, and of course I've always loved them, but at the moment, like, I'm enjoying it so much, bro, with a smile on my face. I always have a smile on my face, but extra big smile on my face watching Arsenal, man. So, and a lot of that goes down to Mikel Arteta. I have to credit, obviously, the team as well. And people may not want to hear as well, the Kroenkes as well, man. Like, bro, since I linked up with them, man, in LA.
You made it happen, man.
I'm joking. That's a false narrative.
Tell them to buy a striker for us.
I was in a bar. It was a complete coincidence, but since then, though, like, I've got to big them up. They've put their money where their mouths is, and they've backed the manager, like I think a lot of the fans have as well. And it's doing right now. It is doing well. But good question, man. I appreciate that. That's a good one.
My last question for you before I let you shoot off. Obviously, from August up until this point, it's been a long time. Who would you give your player of the season so far at the moment to?
Oh, I haven't thought of this one before, so I haven't even got one that's, sometimes you just got one ready to just go. Player of the season so far. Right, so we're looking at Rice and we're looking at Saliba. Saka's numbers are crazy, but again, Saka's up there. He's definitely up there. But it's coming down to Rice or Saliba right now.
You don't think Gabriel?
Oh,
because if Saliba's getting credit, because he even looked nervous yesterday, then Gabriel surely got to get a hail up, man.
Yeah, no, he does have to get a hail up. Magalhaes is doing well, scoring goals as well. I've got to stop overlooking him. I'm so bad, and he's
it happens to all of us, man.
Yeah, man. Gabriel's in there. Is Saliba, Gabriel? Yeah. Okay, because it's Saliba and Gabriel, I'm gonna do the cheat thing and do Declan Rice. He had a bad game, in my opinion. This one has just gone in the Champions League against Porto. But Declan Rice, I think for the fact he came in, high price tag. A lot of people knew how good he was, but not to this level. And I speak to a lot of Arsenal fans, they say, we knew he was good, and the West Ham fans will tell us, we know they get annoyed when we say this, but I'll be real, I didn't know he was that good. I knew he was good, but he's brilliant. Like, he's proper mustard. He's a joke, bro. Like, he's closing down, his pressing, his interceptions.
He's everywhere, man.
He's a machine, bro. He's an absolute machine. Like, I wanted to say one of the defenders because if we lost one of them, it's catastrophe for Arsenal. So at least if Declan Rice goes, it's not the same, but Jorginho's in there. However, I just like Declan Rice, man. I think he just embraced everything. From when he came in, he did that talk when he first arrived, addressed the whole team, grateful to be here, had to learn new things. He kept saying, I'm learning new things. And the way, how quick he picked it up, big up Havertz, was always doing well. But Declan Rice came in, been in the Premier League. And
from the start, it's like he's been here 20 years.
You didn't see there was no question marks. From when he first stepped in, there was no question marks over Declan Rice. He came in and hit the ground running. So I got to big him up for that. He took a lot of weight on his shoulder. Let's not forget he was the British most expensive player at the time. I know that's been broken now.
And just won a trophy with West Ham as their captain as well.
Exactly. The only blemish I think on his Arsenal career so far was some of those West Ham games where I think it rattled him a little bit. But
it must have been in the contract, man. It must have.
He made
up for it with a screamer.
All right. Deluded nose. Banger though. So West Ham,
bro.
Yeah, he's got his revenge there from an Arsenal side. So I'm gonna go Declan Rice. I'll be honest, I should have put more thought into that, but Declan Rice, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that for now.
I think Saka's got a shout. I think he's down by his own high standards. I agree with everything you said about Declan Rice. I'm just pushing propaganda. I'm going to give it to Gabriel because he started off the season. I don't know if his head was at Arsenal or whatever, but he was on the bench. I don't necessarily think that was a tactical decision. He seemed like he was a bit rattled. And I just don't think Gabriel gets his flowers. I think he is obviously good on the ball and he has a lot of qualities. But when you're next to Saliba, you're not going to look as gracious. So I'm going to give it Gabriel, man, because I feel there's been times he's actually held Saliba's hand. So I'm going to give it Gabriel, man.
Deserved. I don't think there's no wrong answer between us both. I think that is deserved. The goal.
This is what we wanted, bro. Look, we're fighting over player of the season. Before it was, Saka and everyone else was shit. Now you've got Saka, you've got Martin Odegaard of late. I wouldn't give it to Havertz, but you got Havertz, Raya showing his quality. Long may it continue, broski. Like, what more can I say, man? Like, long may it continue, man. Obviously, man, like, you've been up until stupid o'clock, so let me let you get out of it. I appreciate you for your time, Cecil. I can't imagine people don't know where they can find you, but let them know regardless, man.
Yeah, man. Cecil G, bro. Cecil _G. But I'll be honest, if you don't have to find me, I'm happy. I don't need no.
You'll pop up on the algorithms, man.
Yeah, but if you see me, you see me. But yeah, man, man's happy, man's content. My team are top of the Premier League currently from this time of filming, and I'm happy, bro. And big up all the Arsenal fans. You should be happy as well. Through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. It's been a pleasure being on your channel again, Deluded, man.
Come on, my guy. I appreciate you for doing this, man. You've never acted up when I've asked you to do it, and I respect you. I've always respected you, but I respect you even more because I didn't know you've been up until stupid o'clock. So yeah, man, massive respect.
Straight to literally the bedroom next time. I'm going straight to sleep.
Yeah, man, go to your bed, man. Let me let you get out of it. Go to your bed, man. I know how it feels to be knackered, bro. Let me let you get out of it, man. But on that note, people, smash the like button, subscribe, follow Cecil on AFTV and all his other socials, and let us know if you agree or disagree with anything we've covered. But for now, Cecil and everyone, peace. Safe.
There's always just that active defenders. I think it's like